Shalom Makyam, Kahala Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakodash. I want to proceed this lesson with giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who do rule well and have taught me the 100% truth, according to, the Bible. I'm going to start off with Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Hey, you see, these things are meant to be, man, and they must come to pass, as it says it right here, man. It says, yeah, it's not gonna. It says, "For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And it says, "For nation." This is verse 7 of Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. And we're seeing these things unfold, man. We're seeing all these things unfold with with Israel, and Hamas, man. Hamas and Israel, and this is just to show you, man. We're in the beginning. We're in the beginning stages of World War III, man. I was watching one of the brothers' lessons earlier. Hey, we can't. Ain't no turning back from this, man. There's no, we're already seeing these wars happening, and these things are ultimately. So like, I need to see if my mic's on. Okay, these things are ultimately leading to destruction of Babylon. But before that happens, man, the MOTB, you know. The mark of the beast, man. But let me read this. It says Klaus Schwab signs order drafting U.S. men and women. Hey, man, you see, now, hey, these women wanting equal rights. Hey, here it is, man. And a lot of them are gonna be scared shitless, man. But hey, this is what the feminist movement is caused, man. Because Esau Edom, has put these women on a pedestal, man. Now these women are so prideful and they think that they're the prize, man. When in reality, and it's the truth. The man is the prize, man. The Israelite man, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now let me continue reading this. I'm reading the heading again. It says Klaus Schwab signs order drafting U.S. men and women to fight for globalists in World War III. Let me zoom in right here. It says American men and women are set to be imminently drafted to fight for the globalists in World War III if Klaus Schwab gets his way. After the World Economic Forum leader was heard boasting that he has signed an executive order compelling the Biden administration to supply American bodies. Hey, man, American bodies for the front lines. Hey, we seen all these things unfold, man. And hey, this is the scripture to back it up. It's the book of Revelations 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, man. And we see all this happening. Look at this, man. This is from ABC News. It says U.S. moves carrier to Middle East following attacks on U.S. forces. It says the Pentagon announced late Saturday that it will send in. Let me restart Salakia. It says the Pentagon announced late Saturday that it will send an aircraft carrier and air defense systems to defend U.S. military troops in response to a growing number of attacks on U.S. facilities, presumably by Iranian-backed groups, as tensions mount amid the Israel-Hamas conflict. It says additional U.S. military forces in the U.S. have also been placed in a higher state of readiness for possible future deployment to the Middle East on short notice. Hey, man, and this just came to the spirit, man. This just came through to my head. This is the White House. Let me see if I can find it, man. Outside the building. Let me see if I can, let me see if it's in the images. Oh, it's lucky I didn't put the White House right here. You know, they put this, you know, this red light outside of the White House, man. Look, it says was the White House lit up white or Salakia? Was the White House lit up red? Pink lights ahead? Nah, it was red, man. You know, but they're saying, you know, because the U.S. was put on high alert, you know, because of the conflicts that, you know, that these, you know, that Israel and, you know, the Hamas, you know, a conflict is causing, man. You know, all this stuff, it's supposed to come through, man. But hey, we all know the mark of the beast. You know, that comes first, and then the last prophecy, man, is World War III, man, the destruction of Babylon the Great. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. You know, and we see a lot of these, you know, there's like a Cheerio commercial too that I seen, you know. It was Jake, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and then there's like an Edomite woman, Edomite looking woman, you know. And you know, he says something about the cereal or whatever. I'm not really gonna go into too much context, but you know, and then the lady was like, by the way, I created the chip. You know, it's just these subliminal messages that Esau Edom uses, man, because we all know he's they gotta tell you what's gonna happen, man. It's like their satanic rituals and shit that they do. They got to tell you what they're gonna do in order for their plans to come past, man. Because not they can say, you know, they can say, "Oh, we told you," but through subliminal messages. So, you know, if you do this and that and you kill yourself, you know, or if you know, say for instance, you know, for these drugs and shit, man. The spirit just came through my mind with that, you know, through these drugs, you know, this is witchcraft, you know, going back to that word pharmakia, but we know, you know, if you take that too much of that shit, you're gonna die, man. But ultimately, they give you all these shits and the labels and these long ass fucking labels that they put on the pills and shit that can cause overdoses and shit. But ultimately, when you kill yourself, your death, it's like a self inflicted suicide, man. But then they get more power because they're the ones, you know, killing you, but with supplying you with these pills, man, or whatever the fuck, you know, this food, man, whatever this fucking, you know, white man, so-called white man is giving you. You know, and I was actually, I was watching,
So today,
this brother right here, um, he posted this too, man, that this is how we know World War III is coming soon, man.
The Australian government will deploy additional Defence Force personnel and aircraft to the Middle East as part of its response to the Israel-Hamas conflict. The acting Prime Minister Richard Marles will announce all of this today, and Richard Marles is with us right now, so let's go straight to him, the acting Prime Minister as well as the Defence Minister. Richard, good to see you. So just elaborate on that point. What military assets and personnel are being sent to the region?
Well, good morning, Pete. We're sending 2 additional aircraft to the Middle East, which will take the total to 3. We're not saying where in the Middle East for security reasons, but we are also then sending a detachment of personnel which goes with those aircraft, and that's actually, you know, a significant number of people. The point of this is to support Australian populations that are in the Middle East, and it's really a contingency. We don't know exactly how this is going to play out in the Middle East. Obviously, the situation is volatile. We very much hope that it is contained to Gaza, but we are taking these steps now in the event that...
Hey, man, you see, you know, they hope, he said, you know, this dude saying we hope it's contained in Gaza, but we know, hey, man, it's all, you know, it's a proxy war for the ultimate final war, man. You know, there's not going to be a containment of this no more, man. Just like I was watching the brothers' video earlier, man. It ain't no steps back from this, man. It's already in effect. You know, so keep going with the video.
matters do get worse, and we're then in a position to support Australian populations. But I think the point that we'd really want to make is that if you are in the region now and you want to leave, you should. You should take whatever commercial options are available to you, and you should be making your departure, because this is a very volatile situation, and no one knows exactly how it will play out.
Okay, so I sense some trepidation there in terms of this war being confined to Gaza. So is there a stronger chance in your view, or is there you tell me what the chances are of this widening into a broader Middle Eastern conflict?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to put a number on the chance, but and we very much hope that this is contained. But we're watching what the whole world is watching, and we're doing it, holding our breath as the world is. And clearly, it's uncertain what happens here, and we want to make sure that if matters do get worse, that as a government we are prepared, and that we are prepared for any contingencies in relation to Australians who are in the region. Okay. But again, if you're an Australian in the region now, if you're in a place like Lebanon,
hey, but we gotta get right with the Lord, man. As for myself, ultimately, man, I'm still a young brother in the faith, man. And I'm trying to find my balance, man. As so for you other brothers in this truth, man, if you're new to this, because I'm pretty much new as well, I'm still a babe, hey, man, this flesh and everything, it gets hard, man, but ultimately we gotta, hey, this is the book, the brother brought this out in his lesson too, and it just gave me, hey, this is what we gotta do, man. The Lord's letting us know, man, you gotta pray to have a cold spirit, man, have a cold la'ah, man, a cold mind coming into the times we're coming through, man. Your children can die right in front of you, your family, your mom, your dad, and so forth, man. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. We got to put off this weak nature, man, and keep serving the Lord, man, because, hey, this is a verse. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen before shall be done hereafter. Hey, because this is going to be a time, hey, Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like never before, man. And we see all these, these sleeper cells, man. The UN ultimately placed them, man. Klaus Schwab and his little ass, his little, whatever the Economic World Forum, man. They all got this shit set up to a T, man. And like the brother was saying in this video, hey, this is all by design, man. This is ultimately their plan, man, because they want, that MOTB to be implemented, man. But, the point of this video is, man, hey, World War, that MOTB is ultimately going to happen. It ain't no ifs, ands, nor buts, or people saying that shit ain't gonna happen. Hey, because it is, man, and I have, we gotta have I have the faith, but we all, if you're in the truth, man, you gotta have the faith that these things come to pass and pray on them. And as for World War III, man, the destruction of Babylon the Great, ultimately that's what this video is about, man. World War III, man. And, we're seeing this build up to that last war, man. I'm just felt like I made my point. I'm gonna just leave the this lesson here. I hope it was edifying to the elect and edifying to your brothers, sisters, and children who may be watching. I'm gonna say